We've seen great competition in this industry all around us, to the north, to the south, to the east. Well, we don't have much into the east but the Atlantic Ocean. But to the north, the south, and the west, we see competition. So as an economist, I said, well, what has to happen here is there has to be a transfer. We have to begin to think differently about the future and the generation of wealth. So it was really from those early thoughts that we decided that we needed to do something to engage diverse communities about building businesses that are based on profitability and long-term success. Quick story. And I want to introduce and recognize somebody who's also very responsible for this happening, because we wouldn't be here in many respects if it were not for David Henson. And I'd ask David to stand up. David is the former national director of the U.S. Department of Commerce Minority Business Development Agency. He was appointed by President Barack Obama. And David came to me and said, after I did a little marketing of David, I had a plan for David, and it worked out. But after David and I got together, David said, well, Fred, what would you think about engaging the council in some activity to develop Native American businesses? And I said, that's part of our mission. We should do it. So with David's help, we opened a Minority Business Development Agency Center that has a focus on Native American business development. And so I want to thank David for his commitment and his being here today to see the fruits of his labor. Thank you, David. In brief, a related story to that council, there's another gentleman here who I have to recognize who's also been recognized earlier. But there's a great story about how things work. When we got the funds to open that Minority Business Development Agency Center in Bridgeport, Connecticut, I had to hire someone. And I called first my friends here at Mashantucket. I said, I have a job for somebody to lead this effort. If you know somebody, let me know, because we're ready to move. David's not messing around. And I called my friends at the Mohican tribe, and I said, we have a job. In fact, if both of you submit to someone, we'll hire both of them, because it was that important. And the Mohicans both tribes got back to me, but the Mohicans got back to me and said, look, I don't know if this is going to work, but we know this guy who is a member of our tribe. He's not here right now. He's out there in Oklahoma someplace, not doing too much. He's working on a PhD. He is an Army veteran, an officer. I said, you don't have to say any more. He's hired. So I hired this gentleman, sight unseen, never interviewed him, and said, he's hired. Give me his number. So I called him up, and I hired him on the phone. And that gentleman is Kevin Brown, who is the chairman now of the Mohican tribe. So Kevin, stand up. So I didn't know that he was becoming the chairman. It doesn't surprise me, but that's how life works. You do the right thing, and the right things will happen. I firmly believe that. And in terms of the future, I could not be more excited about where we are and where we're going, and the importance of everybody in this room. You are the tip of the spear. You are the people who are going to change the lives of thousands. You are. You owe it to those children. You owe it to yourselves. I'm honored to be here, and even though I'm no longer with the Greater New England Council, I'm always with you. Thank you very much. And I have one more responsibility before I leave the stage. I have to introduce somebody, and I think it's Lawrence Wooten.